Elon Musk's Pedo planet.
Oh, yes.
Musk wants to take us to Mars. Not us, rich people. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Elysium by the guy that directed District 9. He's essentially doing that. In Elysium, there's like a planet or like a spaceship or something that rich people live on. And Matt Damon's one of the working class on Earth, and Earth is fucking super poor. And I think he gets like some sort of sickness, and the only way he can cure himself is by going to the rich people planet. So he like goes on a bloodbath to destruction to get to the rich people planet, essentially.
That's going to be in the next 100 years. That seems about right.
Yeah. So Elon Musk said that he doesn't want Earth laws to govern Mars laws, which is really like, there's no way to interpret that without being like, yeah, you're just a rich person. You want to be able to have you want to be able to have slaves and not, because they're definitely like hypothetically, if he gets what he wants, where he's able to partially terraform a section of Mars, make it livable and sustainable. He wants, I can imagine what he would want is, and people would do this. It's like, oh yeah, if you come and work up here, you'll get paid. You'll be able to like, sign a contract to work here for 5 years, but you'll just be a slave. It wouldn't be like a job. There would be no like actual worker like regulations or anything
he's
like that.
the typical like right libertarian mindset of like, well, if you just give yourself up to be a slave, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Like you're volunteering yourself. Like it's okay to, be enslaved.
It also shows that like, and we've talked about it before, how Elon Musk is a fraud, but we have a problem here on Earth that needs to be fixed. And there's nothing don't get me wrong, it's a cool concept that maybe Mars could be partially terraformed or something could be built up there.
If we had a functioning society, I would be so excited for that.
There's
for
no resources on Mars we need. There's nothing there. It's literally
until they find something. They'll find something that they put a high value to.
Yeah. When I was reading an interview when Musk was talking about making the Pedo planet, he said, oh yeah, the only thing that would be exchanged is like intellectual property. So just what, art and shit? This is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Also, I guess I'm like confused too, because it's like, I guess like the novelty of going to Mars, which it takes like 5 years to get there, right?
Yeah, I think.
So you take a 5-year spaceship trip just to go to Mars, unless you're like going to live there. I don't know. It all seems really fucking dumb. You know what I mean? Like really stupid.
It's weird that people like him and a lot of right libertarians are obsessed with this notion that like laws and regulations were put in place just because some bureaucrat wanted them, and
we're stifling them making the world better.
It's like, how do you think humans evolved and decided to live in a society and try to build great things culturally and like coexist with other humans? We kind of figured out that there needs to be some rules in place along the way. A lot of laws are fucking stupid, don't get me wrong. But these are the people who are like, oh yeah, I should be able to build a house myself with no permits. I don't need the city telling me what I can and can't do. They would open a fucking tire factory in whatever town you live in and pollute the river if they could. They don't give a fuck.
Everybody's the outcome of their material conditions. And when you're somebody like Elon Musk, who has been rich for so long and hasn't had to know what strife is at all, it's hard to imagine like, oh, the people in Bolivia want to actually have access to the lithium that's on their like land.
Theirs.
Yeah, they want to be able to sell and trade that at their discretion and make money to help them. Oh, well, why?
Yeah, why? America.
I actually have a ton of money. I should just be able to buy that. Like,
right, I can just swoop in there and get it done. Why would I need to do anything else?
God, I just really wish that. I don't know. I wish all the weird atheist science bros of Reddit would see him for what he is. Being able to see him for what he is means you have to reevaluate all of your political standings. Yes. And if you don't have any political compass, if it's literally just science is epic and based and cool, then you're always going to think he's awesome.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It would restructure your way you feel about capitalism, because those are the people that praise him for doing what they think is like all of these great things, but they look at him solely as a product of capitalism, that like if you're smart and you have a good idea, you'll be rewarded and successful, and like it can happen to you too. You just have to.
But it won't.
Right, it won't. But they want to live in that interim where like the world is their oyster, and they know they can push forward and try to achieve bigger things. And the alternative to that is just taking the black pill and making, obviously just knowing that everything sucks and nothing will get better. And that's a hard thing to do for a lot of people. Yeah. So like, that's why he's always going to have that dedicated fan base, because they idolize him for all of the bad parts of capitalism. Also, don't forget that Tesla is government subsidized. So like $5 billion plus. So yeah, fuck him.
When it also requires, like, how do I put this? When you look at people like Elon Musk, any pretty much a great inventor that made something great, like if Elon Musk was like a teenager, like there's no guarantee that if he was like a teenager now that he would go on to be anything great.
Oh, yeah.
He got lucky with being a software developer making PayPal at the time that he did. Mm-hmm. Like he couldn't make that company now. Mm-hmm. Somebody else would have already kind of snatched that idea up.
That's always been my point about Amazon is even most large corporations, it's timing is everything. You could not obviously launch Amazon today, but if you were to, Google would buy you. Or you couldn't grow it into this big empire because the large corporations that are currently running the entire United States will make sure that any competition is just completely killed before, it gets off the ground. So it's different. So yeah, he should be thankful. It was at the time he was, because that was, never again. And Tesla too, of course. He walked into that at the right time and bought it from the original guys who started it and all that shit.
Completely fucking useless, dumb company.
Yeah.
At my previous job, the owner of the company had a Tesla. Mm-hmm. And I worked valet for a very short period of time as a part-time job a few years back, maybe 2017. And I drove a Tesla to park it in the garage.
Yeah.
Seriously felt like a video game car. I hated it.
Really?
You know how like when you're in a car long enough, you like you know how it feels. Like the car I drive at work, could drive it with my eyes closed. It's like I know what the braking is like, acceleration. This one, barely touching the gas, and you're like 10 feet
off. Yeah,
fucking hated it. I was like, I don't know how you drive this thing.
Yeah, it's like you said, a video game car. That's funny,
ridiculous, and it has like a fucking like TV, like straight up like a fucking like big ass monitor.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They just recalled like 30,000 of them, I think.
Oh shit!
Not that long ago for some kind of problem they were having, like a pretty serious problem. Yeah.
Wow, what a great car to buy.
Yeah, don't buy them because it's just going to fund him making Pedo Planet, and we don't need that. Let's fix some shit down here first.
Yeah, that'd be really cool to like stop global warming here instead of making your like ultimate vacation home.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's going to be funny to see how that goes. Hey there, if you like this clip, make sure to check out our podcast. It's called MKULTRA Orphans. We're a cultural commentary show that airs weekly. We focus on left-leaning politics, pop culture, and conspiratorial thought. Now available on the big podcasting apps. Thanks for listening, I think. Yeah, thanks for listening.